charting, how to read charts, and what are the types of charts commonly available. So typically, stock charts can have any or all of the following information or variables presented. Again, this is not just limited to these following that I've listed here, but it could be more. So typically, the charts will have the stock's price, the stock's trading volume, that is the number of shares that are being traded, moving averages, RSI, MACD, and you name it. So there are tons of other technical indicators that can be added and layered onto these charts, but let's not worry about them all. Keep in mind that whatever I'm covering in this course is more than sufficient to take your trading to the next level, right? Now, in order to be able to read the charts, one must know what are some of the common types of charts that are available. So I've listed in here. I will go through an example for each of these types. But for now, understand that a line chart is just going to show you the trends. It takes the stock's closing price at the end of each day. So whatever the stock closed at the end of each day, this is plotted for every day. So you don't know the other information like what price the stock opened at, what was the high of the day, what was the low, what was the close, so on and so forth. Now bar charts, I have OHLC. It means open, high, low, and close. So for any period of time you choose, the daily bar is going to show you the open, the high, the low, and the close. If you look at this bar chart in a 15-minute time frame, then it's going to show these four values for each of the 15 minutes in a day. If you choose it for the day, this is going to give you the range for the day, so on and so forth. Candlestick charts, those are very easy to read, and it tells a story, and it is visually telling, I say. I will dedicate a separate video to go over this in detail because I will be using this in all my trading strategies going forward. The next is point and figure charts. Again, these are old school charts with X's and O's that automatically filter out financial market noise. I mean, this is not required for detailed explanation, but I just mentioned that there, just so you know that there is another type of chart which is being used in the stock market world. Now let's go through each of these examples. I'm going to use barchart.com. So there are a lot of free charting tools. I've listed barchart.com, stockchart.com, Finviz, and there's many other. Let me go through some of these examples in bar chart, and then we will also take you through some examples in stock chart. So bar chart, and going here, I like Google, so let's take the Google stock chart to take us through the types of chart. All right, I'm gonna click full chart. So if you click here, you can see the types of charts. So I need a line chart first to explain the line charts. Oh, this is an ad again. So you can see that this is the closing price for Google, and you can see the trend there. Now I think the stock, so this is just showing you the 1-day trend line. So from 9:30 a.m. on the 29th of January until the close of the trading day, what was the stock doing? So what prices did it close at various time intervals? I can look at, let's say, 6 months, and this is going to give me this is going to plot all the closing prices at the end of each day for the past 6 months, and it's going to show you the price. So this is an example of a line chart, and you can see the volume information below. The next was the bar chart. I mentioned the colored OHLC bars, the open, the high, the low, and the close. So you can see again, green, it means that the close was higher than the open. If it was red, the close is lower than the open. And then again, you can see the open. So let's just take the last day, for example. This was the 29th of January. What did it open? So the open was at 1834, high was 1847.54, low was 1801.56, and it closed at 1827.36. So this can show you the four prices for Google on the 29th of January. Again, I have a 6-month time frame. Again, you can change that to 1 month to see what was the range for the past month on a daily basis. Okay, and then you can see the volume information here. The third type that I mentioned was the candlesticks. I would say candlestick hollow. And I mean, like I mentioned, I will dedicate a separate video to go over this in detail. All right. Let me go through the line chart real quick here, just for a quick sense. So if you look at the 1-day chart, the volume information is again pretty telling. So just before the close, the trading volume was very high. The next day when it opened, usually when market opens, the trading volume is pretty high, and at all other times it's fairly going down. And just again towards the close of the day, going into the weekend, I guess, look at the volume there. This is pretty telling. All right. Okay, so this is barchart.com. What I want to do is also go through stockcharts.com. So I like stockcharts.com to read stock charts. And let's just do the same for the Google stock. And again, I will be using stock charts to explain some of the trading strategies as we go down through this course. But on a very quick note, you can see a lot of different information being presented in here that I mentioned. So you can see the RSI, you can see the candlesticks here, you can see moving averages here, you can see the MACD indicators here. Again, you can play with the time period. So this shows the daily close for Google from whatever time it shows here. You can change this time period to weekly and then see what's going on. Let me put it back to daily. And again, there are a bunch of different indicators. If you don't want to see the simple moving average, you can take them off the chart. Right, and I'm going to update and it'll go off. So clean chart. Likewise, if you want to add any indicators, you can certainly do that. Let's say I want to do Bollinger Bands. I'm not changing the parameters. Okay, so you can see the Bollinger Bands being added. This is again using stock charts to show you an example of what all the different variables are being presented to read the stock chart. Now there was also point and figure that I said we will not be going through, but I just wanted to show you how those charts look like. I'm not going to spend time explaining it, but let's take a look at that. Stock charts, charts and tools. A little slow, sorry. There we go. So this is point and figure. Let's say Google. So this is how a point and figure chart looks like. Right. Okay. So I guess that gives you a sense of how the different charts can be used to read a given stock's movements. And again, like I mentioned, I will be using stock charts with candlesticks to see how we can move forward with some of the analysis that we'll be doing later on in the course. Thank you. A bit about the charting resources used in this course, and these are also some of the resources that I personally use. Again, most of the websites that I listed below offer similar features and functionalities with varying levels of capabilities among them. Again, I tend to use the following charting websites, And other than just for charts, these websites can also be used for screening stocks, doing your technical scans, and so on. Again, when you have some time to go through their websites, I highly recommend that you just browse through them. Again, it is fairly intuitive. Also, please note that the free version is more than enough for all these websites unless you want to explore them to build complex trading strategies. Again, I don't recommend the paid version for any of these websites except TradingView, which I will again touch a little bit later. Now, Finviz is the go to website for charts. Again, you can use the website for screening stocks, and it's also a great website that gives you an overview of how the markets are doing, what stocks hit new highs, and all those technical alerts that will show up right on their homepage. Again, I will show you later on how I use Finviz for trading the support resistance trading strategy. Stock charts. Again, stockcharts.com is the website that I default to for pulling up the stock chart, but it can also be used for doing those candlestick technical scans to identify stocks that you want to trade across most of the markets. Again, I will show this later on when discussing simple candlestick pattern trading. Barchart.com is another one. I don't use this a lot, but again, it's a great website as well if you need to explore. Stockfetcher.com. This is more for building stock filters in order to screen for stocks. It's again a powerful resource. I will talk a little bit about this when we talk about one particular trading strategy in the course. TradingView, again, this I use for intraday trading, and for full disclosure, I do have a fully paid subscription to view the candlestick charts real time for the stocks that I trade in the North American markets. Again, if your trading platform offers real time data on charts, you don't require this. This is only required if you're scalping and doing a lot of trades intraday.